Awesome. So we've got taxes sorted, risks reduced. So now we're going to focus on building relationships. GoCare is helping ISPs take a context-aware approach to communications, and this elevates the customer experience. So let's take a closer look with Kevin here. Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Rick, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, and I'm very jealous of your real background.
Yours looks better than mine. We can debate that in the comments later.
All right. Well, thank you again. Thanks to Steph. Thanks to Rick. Thank you to Sonar for a genuine, great partnership that delivers results for operators. This is probably I believe, our longest and most proven integration into the back office systems that we have in our ecosystem. And we have a great customer base that enjoys this relationship. So thank you very much. I'm excited to get in here and share some insights around digital channels, leveraging them to boost CX and the importance of that for differentiation and the role, what integration means between the digital experience platform that we have, what types of use cases, applications that supports, and some examples and benefits that the operators get derived from that. So let's get right into it. All right, so first I'd like to start with some context and data points from US consumers. This isn't telecom specific, but it does share some views from consumers from various surveys that reflect the need to focus on the broader customer experience. And a bunch of different data points, different charts, different years in which these are found, but compiled them here because I think they're a pretty useful set of data points that might drive some interesting discussions and strategy within your companies. So first, customer experience is impacting revenue. An amazing 86% of customers say they'll pay more for a better experience. So when you're comparing prices, you have to be competitive on price, but doesn't mean you have to be the price leader necessary, or rate hikes are a reality, especially if you're a long-term customer. Just think about that as there are some things that you can justify when you are bringing a broader customer experience to your customer base. If you're delivering all the right value in terms of the connectivity and the technology, but also just how you're treating your customers. There's at least a stated willingness from some consumers that they're going to be willing to pay better for that experience. And almost all customer surveys said that they value the experience with the companies they do business with just as much as the product or service itself. So that's your people, that's the way you interact with them that makes that impact. We really think customer experience is not a nice to have anymore, but it's really the key focus after the price is nailed, the technology is in place, and the right packages and speeds are offered. It's really what ultimately helps with loyalty and drives growth in the long term. And you heard Calix earlier speak about broadband experience providers. We love that term. We differ a little bit, or we take a different focus area of what experience means, but we do love that focus from shifting from BSPs to BEPs. And speaking of experiences and shifting a little bit from the customer view to the company view, companies, this is a survey on the right-hand side from Metrigy that just came out earlier this year. There's a strong shift for companies going from being reactive to all the inbound inquiries on their customer service perspective to being proactive in their outreach and helping with their customers. And we're very much aligned with that view. We think that is the future of CX, anticipating needs, sending timely updates, and personalizing experiences all through the digital channels consumers already prefer. And if you agree that proactive service is the future, let's help you get there before your competitors do. All right, so I think what this boils down to is what this all boils down to is that your customers want their brands to be easy to do business with overall. I think about your favorite brands and how many of them make it easy to buy, ask questions, and get support. I just got back from a conference last week. Earlier this week. It's been a great week, and our customer Union Wireless shared the same sentiment that they had a mission to be easy to do business with for their Wyoming customer base. And this might be the most common refrain I hear in my travels, talking to customers, talking to broadband service providers, talking to the partner ecosystem. They're very much on board with the sentiment, and Sonar is very much as well, and that's why we have a great partnership. So omnichannel is a well-used term. Multiple channels are really going to be key, not just for the purchase, but for the ongoing customer life cycle and relationship. And those channels can change as the customer goes through that life cycle, right? And it can change certainly depending on the time of day or what might be going on in their life or in their business in terms of how they want to interact with you. So embracing this multi-channel approach and the fact that there's going to be multiple channels involved throughout that life cycle is something that we built our platform around. It's what our service provider customers are able to leverage. SMS is certainly one of the most dominant channels for some of these communications, and you can see the sentiment from consumers overall that they're interested in engaging with their brands that they do business with in general, and getting texts from those companies. So now I mentioned SMS, digital channels. I'll get a little bit more detailed on that in just a minute here, but you may be using some of these CX strategies, or your systems support texting and email today. But what we found is that many service providers that we've talked through over the years have very siloed systems, or systems that don't talk well to each other or at all, and lead to a very highly manual process that's impacting the customer experience, impacting the reps, your contact center reps, and their ability to resolve issues fast in a satisfied time frame. Or you might be missing some of these key channels that your customers want. Again, go back to that previous slide. There's multiple channels, sometimes up to 5 or 6 different channels in play that customers want to use. And you might not have them all from a digital perspective, and that's where we can help. Our solution means that your customers don't have to repeat themselves as well across these channels. So again, you might have some of these channels, but they're siloed and there's a lot of swivel chair involved, and you're not able to really address the questions as quickly as you would like and resolve issues for your customers. So we give your teams one place to manage all these digital conversations. We remove that swivel chair. So we're bringing in information from Sonar. We're bringing in information from your network tools. So agents have that context. They have that information that they can help resolve issues on that first contact and overall reduce average handling time for your customer inquiries. And I'll just reiterate something on that multi-channel approach again that I said, that my CEO just made a comment on LinkedIn on this today, actually, is that he said many studies refer to customer preferences when promoting a communications channel as if that choice is static or unchanging. But really, on the contrary, depending on the inquiry, time of day, what's going on with that person's life or business, those preferences can change quickly, from simple self-help inquiries to more involved phone calls and lots of digital channels in between that. And when first contact resolution fails, channel preferences can change. So his view, our view, what we have a mantra of saying that service providers must make all channels available seamlessly and offer simplicity for the customer and agent alike. So again, one way to boost customer experience is to really embrace all these channels, be where the customers are, leverage these digital channels for all types of customer communications and engagement. You can see at the bottom, there's a number of different use cases and applications that we support. And working with GOCare, you can embrace all these or take them one at a time or take just a few. And we'd be happy to work with you and map out the right types of applications and use cases we can help you with for your CX initiatives and growth initiatives. So if modern CX is about fewer calls, faster answers, and customer empowerment, that's exactly what we do with our digital experience platform. It's purpose-built for broadband operators. We help broadband service providers deliver smarter, faster, more personalized customer experiences across SMS, web, social, and email, while also driving automation, reducing call volume, and increasing customer satisfaction. So proactive alerts, self-service, marketing campaigns, real-time feedback, real-time interactions with your agents in the contact center. All these are things that we turn all these interactions into loyalty building moments because of that differentiation is centered around the overall experience. So we support all these digital channels that I just mentioned, but SMS is certainly the workhorse. It's the most flexible for the most use cases. It's the most impactful given the open and read rates. And it's the easiest for subscribers to adopt. It's on all their phones. There's not an app to download. It's something that's easily embraced. And it's also, for us, it's using your phone numbers that you're already advertising. It's your toll-free or number for your sales or support lines. It's the same one that they can call. It's not a random number. It's not a short code. It's something that they can embrace and see out in the market as it's advertised on all your different mediums. And let me be clear, lots of platforms provide some type of email and SMS support. What is unique and makes the difference for us is that we are, again, purpose-built for this ecosystem for integrating into your tech stack. It's supportive of not just SMS and email, but all the other digital channels, brings them together, and it's two-way. And it's fully integrated with a unified customer journey. So and I'll show you a view on that in a few slides here. But you're going to see all those communications in a single screen, no matter whether they came in through Facebook Messenger a week ago and SMS today, and a week from now it's email. All that is in a single customer journey matched to the subscriber. So it makes for resolving issues or just understanding the holistic picture of who your customer is and what they're dealing with a lot easier. All right, so here's if you've talked to us before, this is a image you've seen many times. This is the digital channels over here that I've already talked about. Your support team, your service team, these are the users. These are the those that benefit from our platform. We work also with your network ecosystem. So we're supporting also many of Sonar's partners in that perspective. We work with a whole bunch of other supporting technology vendors that provide different marketing and e-com and demand and other types of solutions, including Actify that was just on earlier today. But this is the integration that we've built, and we do the integration. That's another important thing here. We leverage the great APIs available from Sonar and these other vendors to create a unified system. Another noteworthy thing here is that we do write back to Sonar in their call log for the bulk messaging. So that's a benefit to you because someone earlier today mentioned, the billing system, the Sonar system being the single source of truth. We certainly embrace that and want that information to flow back into Sonar. All right. So getting a little bit more visual on this. There's lots of different integrations. Again, things from the Sonar. Let me go back to this one maybe quickly. The integrations, to be a little bit more specific, trigger automation and provide those proactive, personalized communications out to your subscriber base. So think about billing. Your bill is due, payments due, or your bill is ready, your payments due, your bill is past due, appointment reminders, all those types of proactive messages are sent out. So the information from Sonar is triggering those communications. We also manage the whole opt-in process, and our customers see over 90% on average opt-in rate across their subscriber base. And then integration also provides the context and information for the customer care and tech support teams to offer frontline staff to help frontline staff resolve issues faster. And that's what this next screen will be. So this is our GOCare Connect product, leveraging integrations into both Sonar as well as your network systems. So think like Calix Support Cloud or AdTran Mosaic One. This looks like an email inbox, so it's very intuitive for your customer care teams to use. This is made for all your contact center reps, frontline reps, but it also can involve other folks in your organization that can collaborate or provide information in context. So there's a nice built-in collaboration function within this to help resolve issues all in a single thread, but without being invisible to the customer with that dialogue might be taking place. But on the left-hand side, you can see there's a bunch of inboxes. These are, in this case, representing different digital channels, but you can set up these inboxes different ways, including different regions. You got a routing and assignment set of capabilities, so you could assign inbound communications to different groups or experts, depending on how you want to set that up. And that's something we work with you on the onboarding perspective. This column here is all the message threads. So every single one of those is a ongoing thread with that conversation with that subscriber. Again, reflecting all the different digital channels that the customer may have come in on in their history. This is, clicking on this one particular message. This is that history of communications. And if there were some collaboration taking place, it would be down on this view here. And then again, one of the benefits of our relationship with Sonar, we're pulling in information from, this is what we call our insight panel from Sonar. And you can see there's 3 different tabs here: summary tab, tools tab, messaging tab, all with different information about this particular subscriber when it's matched on their inbound phone number or email. So you can get a snapshot of what their account is, what they're subscribed to, do they have any upcoming appointments, and going through this tabs, you can get multiple drill down into multiple information, and it's got a hot link out to opening more detailed information as needed in the Sonar platform. Not shown here, but we also have integration with there'd be another tab here, for instance, for Calix or Adtran or Nokia to pull in network and Wi-Fi health information. So that can also help your customer care teams resolve issues and provide the information your customers are looking for. That's a view. That's one of the great benefits of the integration that we have. All right. Again, going back to surveys, according to a HubSpot survey from last year, most consumers prefer self-service over speaking to a live person. So previous screen, that is not speaking, but digitally interaction with a live person in your contact center. And portals and apps all have their roles, but frankly, SMS is going to be the easiest. Again, it's on your customers' phones. They know how to use it, and if you educate and advertise the ways they can leverage that for self-care, it makes it really easy and can help drive down unnecessary or low-value phone call interactions that might build up your call queue. So think bite-sized actions like what's my balance, when's my next appointment, all over SMS. And this is a screenshot here from a common Sonar GOCare customer where they from Live Oak Fiber, where they've embraced this approach. This is, again, 2-way SMS, so it's not just SMS one way out to the customer saying, hey, your bill is due, but they can also ask that question or make a payment, or if they type in APPT, they'll get their list of appointments that are coming up. So these are the keywords, and you can advertise these in different ways on the bills on the website. Bring it up when your customers do call in, say, hey, did you know that there's a new way to interact with us and get self-care? So this is another way in which we're leveraging those digital channels and, again, embracing this preference and desire for self-care. And this is also 24/7 and all automated by those dipping into the Sonar system and getting that answer for things like the appointment or the balance. So this is something that drives down that call volume and also just gives you quick, easy way to interact with your customers, but all through an automated system. All right. The folks on the call on this webinar that build networks might disagree with this, but broadband outages do happen. And it's really about how service providers react and communicate around that can broadly define the customer experience and hopefully take a negative and turn into a positive. And in fact, there's a law of candor from a book called The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing that says when you admit a negative, you're actually going to earn some positive views from your customers and prospects. So this is another way you can leverage proactive, targeted communications. So instead of broadcasting things on your website or your social media posts, just tell the impacted subscribers something's going on and it was unplanned. And there can be a cadence of communications. You can make this a fully process-driven manual way of doing it with our solution, or you can fully automate it. But this is another way where you can help reduce those phone calls into your system, especially during a more busy period when you're addressing some type of outage situation. But this is something we're seeing more and more service providers embrace this view. Electric utilities certainly have done this, or at least mine certainly has, and is very good about communicating this. And there's even some studies, you can check it out on our blog. I have a blog post about outage, or our CEO does, on outage management best practices. And the electric utilities that did communicate with their customers about outages had higher NPS scores or customer satisfaction scores than those that did not. So not necessarily causal, you can't prove it there, but that's just a fact from that particular study. All right, let me tell you a little bit about GOCare, more about some of the results. So we are a startup company. We're still young. All of our co-founders and most of our staff are actually from operators. So we've built the tools and solutions that our founders and most of our staff wish they had as tech and marketing leaders at companies like Knology, Point Broadband, TDS, and RCN. As I said, we integrate into your tech stack and empower you to leverage all these digital channels. You see a selection of our customers. They span all types of operators, big and small, a year old to 100 years old, or even older in some cases. So we're able to really work with a diverse set of network vendors and just history of operators. Sometimes we hear, oh, my customers are rural or they're older, they'll never text. We have some data points that disprove that, as well as our customers that are addressing those same demographics. We have nearly 40 operators now as customers. They're serving over 20 million serviceable addresses in the US. These on the right-hand side are a bunch of the benefits that we typically deliver. You'll hear this mantra from us: tech is a means to an end. So you could see fewer calls, fewer missed appointments. Payments are coming in faster. Non-pay disconnects are going away. One of the other things is we found our customers can grow more efficiently because they're more efficient and calls are down and their staff can handle more interactions and faster over digital. So they can actually scale up with their existing teams much easier without adding headcount. And just overall see increase in engagement as the maturity and advertising of using these digital channels gets out there. So I think that's it on this one. This is our platform. I've shown two products, or talked very briefly about two products, Messenger and Connect, and Outage IQ is our broadband network outage management platform or solution. Those are three of the products in our platform. Again, all highly modular. You can embrace the use cases that make sense to you. It's all powered by this platform that takes care of all the SMS complexity, all the other digital channel complexity. It's got the APIs, support, it's got the web chat widget. It's got all the piece parts that you need to enable that. And also an important thing is that we handle the campaigning of your number and the whole compliance piece around text enabling your toll-free numbers for these SMS use cases. I'll just quickly point out there's 3 other products here that I'd like to point to. One is Reach. This enables one-off marketing campaigns and analytics behind it, so you can run campaigns to opted-in subscribers, informational, promotional, upsell, retention type of campaigns. Pulse is our NPS, our transactional NPS or CSAT tool. So you get feedback real time and then have a dashboard and ability to drill down and get that information from subscribers. And then Smart Voice leverages its integrations to play messages or route calls based on disconnects or outages and VIP status or some other customer specific info. So there's a lot of great solutions here that you can leverage the integrations that we put in place and then use these products to your benefit. Digital experiences. This is a Reduce OpEx, Boost CX. This is an example of a GOCare and Sonar customer that embrace these digital channels, both inbound, outbound, letting the customer choose the channel they wanted to use each time. As you can see on the left-hand side, over a 3-year period, digital channels went from 14% of all interactions to 54%. And this is due to educating the customer, but also some of the proactive stuff drove down the need to make phone calls. And this is also while this customer grew 10 times in terms of subscriber base. So nice shift there. That's lowering OpEx, letting them grow more efficiently. And you can see over that same time period, they saw an uptick in their NPS over that growth period and embracing those digital channels. Another example I have here, I showed some Live Oak Fiber screenshots earlier. We did a webinar with Live Oak just after they launched with us, or 3-4 months after we launched with them late last year, and they were already starting to see some early benefits from this, both in spanning missed appointments, reduction in outstanding debt, and also getting payments faster from their subscribers when that happened. And they're seeing their resolution times, their average handling times also reduced as they embrace these digital tools that connect solution so they could deal with their inbound customer issues using that single pane of glass connect solution that I referenced earlier. So those are just 2 customer examples. We have many more. We have other data points. We can certainly dig into that. We'll just have 2 more slides. Just really, I want to emphasize that we're completely complementary. We have a proven integration with Sonar. We take that information, we use the triggers from the account information in Sonar to power all these communications and notifications, provide that context, single pane of glass for customer care, gather feedback through our Pulse tool. So we really have a solution that empowers your customers and empowers your reps, and overall sets you up to scale, deliver cost savings, and happier customers. So these platforms work well together. We'd be happy to dig into that with you and explore the use cases that make sense to you. And I'm Kevin Mitchell. I run marketing partnerships. So one of the things I do is talk with Sonar a lot and just make sure we're aligned. And there's another key person, if you haven't met him yet, Brandon Johnson. He's our VP of Sales. I'm in the Boston area. He's in Austin, but we're all over the place at conferences and events, and look forward to seeing some of you out on the road somewhere. And that's it for my prepared remarks. Thanks. I'd like to dig into your questions.
That was great. Thank you so much, Kevin. I enjoyed that presentation, and I missed Mike's LinkedIn post that you referenced, but I love the point that it makes. I'm really glad you touched on it in your presentation. You really do benefit from meeting people where they are most naturally. I know from speaking with our mutual customers that GOCare really does an amazing job of this and really empowering that to happen. And you do it in a way that takes important contextual data into account. And I think when you bring that all together, it really is kind of a magical impact that it has. And some of the visuals that you put up, like with the correlation with NPS, I think it really kind of illustrates what that looks like in reality.
Yeah. So, yeah. Love it.
So I see there weren't any questions here. Looks like there's just one asking, can GOCare data be used to flag at-risk customers?
Well, it looks like someone on my team might have already answered that by saying yes, or one of our customers. I'd have to get a little bit more context on that, but and be able to truly give a good answer around that. But there's an answer right there.
Perfect. That works. And that was the only one that that came through. So again, really appreciate that comprehensive and thoughtful presentation, Kevin. Pleasure to have you join us, and we'll be seeing you soon, I'm sure.
All right, awesome. Thank you again for the opportunity.
My pleasure. Thank you.